tired of just making ends meet. See, I want to be blessed. I don't want to be blessed. I want to be blessed to be a blessing. You see, I want to live my life in the overflow. I want to have more than enough. Check this out. Well, it's time for me to start to elevate. Been down too long, time to graduate. Mount up my wings like an eagle, you see. Turn all my dreams to reality. Ain't nothing on this earth gonna hold me back from my heart desires. He promised that if I have faith, if I believe, faith the size of a mustard seed. I want to be blessed, to be a blessing. Prosperous life, no more stressing. That won't know me from the moon to the sun. He'll keep blessing me in every session. I got to do something with this life he give. His plan for me, that's what I wanna live. As long as I got God on my side, the hater just gonna have to let me fly. Yes, I am in the overflow. In the overflow. I'm blessed when I go. Don't you wanna live in the overflow? Living. Yes, I am in the overflow. In the overflow. I'm blessed when I go. Don't you wanna live in the overflow? Living. Oh yes, I am in the overflow. In the overflow. I'm blessed when I go. Don't you wanna live in the overflow? Living. Yes, I am in the overflow. In the overflow. I'm blessed when I go. Don't you wanna live in the overflow? See, we got to speak that thing into existence. Because it don't happen. You gotta believe it. In your heart. And in your mind. And in your soul. So you gotta repeat this after me. See what you say. So you can say what you heard. I wanna be living. I gotta be living. And I'm gonna live. Come on, you repeat after me. Come on, say. I wanna be living. I gotta be living. And I'm gonna live. I wanna be living. I got to be living. And I'm gonna live. Come on, speak this thing into existence. Let's go. I wanna be living. I gotta be living. And I'm gonna live. Wanna be living. Oh, now y'all got it. Your blessings is on the way. Blessed when I come, blessed when I go. Don't you wanna live in the overflow? Living. I want heaven in the overflow. Right here on earth. Blessed when I come, blessed when I go. Don't you wanna live in the overflow? In the overflow. Hey, 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 hey. I'm just gonna dance all day, y'all. I'm just gonna dance all night. I'm dance all night, y'all. Hey, hey, hey. I'm just playing, y'all. All right, y'all. Drink a little water. Welcome to Overflow, the Everyday People Show, y'all. This is the only show where me, you, your mama, and your cousin, too, get to just come on and do what? Chop it up. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's going on out there, y'all? I want y'all to do one thing for me. Share this with your friends. Share it to your favorite group, your mama, cousin, them. Tell everybody that crazy dude on from Bankhead. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how we do it, y'all. We repping the day. You know what I'm saying? So y'all just please share this live, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to come on live, just holler at your boy, man. I can hook you up. You want to chop it up with your boys and girls today? Because we got a lot to chop up today, y'all. Y'all know what the big story is in the news today. The Supreme Court has made their decision. So, I don't know, man. I want to know what y'all think about this Supreme Court ruling on the abortion, overturning Roe versus Wade. You know what I'm saying? They overturned Roe versus Wade. It's a lot of things going to go on with that. We're going to chop it up today. And as for the Supreme Court justice, they are turned into a political machine. These people are not doing the right things up there. Should the Supreme Court have term limits? I think they should. I think they should put term limits on the Supreme Court. It has turned into a political party type thing. You know, where whoever got the most Republicans on, they're going to do what the Republicans want to do and vice versa. So it's not functioning the way, the Supreme Court is not functioning the way it was supposed to function. Should there be term limits? I think sure. I think 12 years is enough. Get on out of there, y'all. Get on out of there. Put some new folks in there. We need some. I think they need to let y'all people get on the Supreme Court too, man. You know, everybody can play dumb. You know what I'm saying? So I see it that way. And so, like I said, we got a lot going on, man. And joining us today to chop it up, she said she want to chop it up with the boys and girls today, Miss Brenda Thompson, the mother of Selena Johnson. She will be chopping it up all day with us today, y'all. You know what I'm saying? She'll be chopping it up. She's one of the mamas on the show, Celebrity Mamas Check-In. Right after the show, and these old lady have a lot of fun. I know she gonna be mad at me calling her old lady. But anyway, she will be on to sit in and chop it up with us today. She wanted to use an avatar today because I'm going to let her explain why she want to use an avatar today. But anyway, let me get my folks up in this thing, man. Man, what's up?
What up, homie?
What it do, man?
Ain't nothing, man. I like the shirt. I like the shirt.
Hey, man. Oh, yeah. This is my boy, Main One shirt right here, man. Tell them what you do real quick, man. You know.
Man, I do a lot of things, but what Robert's wearing is one of my shirts from my t-shirt line, Rich State of Mind.
Yeah, I like this right here.
Yeah, that shirt he has on, that's really what Rich State of Mind, what the Rich stands for in Rich State of Mind, realizing I create happiness.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that, man. I like this one of my favorite shirt, man.
Yeah.
This one of my favorite shirt right here,
That's
man.
one of the fan favorites.
But what's going on with you, man?
Man, you know, man, my weekend, all weekends are good when you ain't got to work, bro.
Oh, man, you got to work, man. You're just working on you're working for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just put the time in for yourself. You got to work now.
Yeah, that's true.
Some kind of way.
That's true. Yeah, I did cut some grass.
So you ready to chop up some of these issues, man?
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
Man, you know we gonna chop it up how we do.
All right, look at my girl Kirsten in. She's turning up that tea. What's going on? What you drinking, girl?
Hey,
what you got in that drink?
I actually have some herbal tea.
Herbal tea? Oh, you herbal tea in today?
Yeah, it's a concoction of some great things. I get my tea from alkalinegoddess.com.
You get it from where?
Alkalinegoddess.com. And this is the iMagic tea. Mm-hmm.
So what it do? What's the purposes for? You know what it heals something?
Yeah, this is actually the iMagic tea. It helps like with healing your eyes, of course, but also like lower your blood pressure and some other things. It helped with, and I've been taking it. It's really, really, really effective and so good. Well, I'm used to drinking my teas without sweetener, so the taste not bad to me, but some people might need a little sweetener. So
I gotta have sugar with my tea. Hey,
really?
Hey, the diabetes type sugar. You know we make our tea. You know we make our.
Now that's one thing. That's the first thing you need to let go is that white sugar.
Yes, sir.
The first thing we gotta get anything white ain't right.
Latina, what's up?
What's
crazy.
happening, everybody? Hey,
Hey,
Kirsten.
Priscilla.
Hey,
What's
man.
up, man? What's
What's up,
happening?
Rob?
What's up? When you on your way home?
No, I'm about to. We have a place called the Cloud Room. It's like a health and wellness kind of spot, and because we 420 friendly in Oklahoma right now in some areas for the medical medicinal purposes, and so my friends and them own a place called the Cloud Room, and I have a friend that's about to have a party this evening, so I'm sitting in front of the place actually.
Oh, so you just drop it in and say, hey.
So I'm just chopping it up. Well, they ain't ready, so I got time to sit for a little bit, sit for a spell.
Oh, okay.
Rob,
Main one. I was just going to say, you did that on purpose, man. You didn't have nothing to do. You didn't have nothing to do.
You treat me like that one more time. One more time.
He didn't have nothing to do but show his Clarence Thomas avatar.
Just terrible.
BT, what's up, man?
And he gonna do it when I was talking. That's disrespectful.
My bad. I didn't mean to do that.
Man, one need to chill with that, man. Stop all that.
I'm sure that the whole show. Hey, it's either that or Trump. Which one you want?
Give me
I don't
Trump,
know.
man.
Give me Trump. Give me Trump at this point.
Don't give me nobody who look like me like that. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Because they are obviously not doing what's best for us. So,
Donna Steven, you hear me?
Yes,
Donna,
I do.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I can't see your picture, but I guess we'll just have to listen in with you.
Yeah, I told you technology's not my friend.
Say it again now.
Technology is not my friend tonight.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some of your pictures, man. You hang with a lot of movers and shakers out there. You don't know about the technology yet?
No, I don't. And believe it or not, I don't take quite as many pictures as I should. So.
Okay, but we got a celebrity guest with us today. Let me bring her on. She's the mother of Selena Johnson, late husband Slide Johnson, blues soul great legend. Let me play a little video for you. Bring on. Yeah, Miss Brenda Thompson. She's cool though, man. She didn't want to show. I'm gonna let her explain why she don't want to show her face. Let me play that video right quick. Yeah, but she's gonna be on the Celebrity Mom show too. I don't know if y'all heard of Celebrity Mamas, but it's a show about celebrity mamas.
Yeah.
Cryptocurrency, NFTs, and television. Introducing Celebrity Mamas Check-In, a personal look at how these moms of celebs are living their best lives.
Celebrity Mamas Check-In is the first NFT series ever. Cryptocurrency and mamas go together. And this is where cryptocurrency meets television. We are out here living our best lives. I have lots to do, and you got to watch.
I called y'all here because I want to tell you something. So I decided to do speed dating.
Experiencing a wine tasting with my girls is something that I want to do. You can ask me anything, but be very careful when it concerns my children. Be sure to visit celebritymamas.com to access your NFT. It's Celebrity Mamas Check-In, and I'm your host, Trina Braxton.
Join the moms of some of your top artists, athletes, and actors on Celebrity Mamas Check-In. Be a VIP crypto subscriber.
And it will air this fall on Peachtree TV, Roku, and NFT's channel. Without further ado, let me bring her to the screen. Miss Brenda.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
I was doing fine until you called me old.
That was a misspeak. That was a misspeak.
Oh, but that's okay. I'm blessed to still be here.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I didn't want to show my face because I've been having some dental work, and I'm not ready for that right now.
Oh,
And it's been a rough couple of weeks working with the dentist. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's understandable.
But we'd have been okay with showing your gap, though. Your gap
You
teeth,
would have
though.
been. You would have been. That's the key word. You would have been.
well, welcome to the
Okay.
show.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I'm tired of these men trying to tell us what we can and cannot do.
Oh,
Go ahead, Miss Brenda. Go ahead, Miss
Oh,
Brenda.
no.
That's right.
High five, Miss Brenda.
Oh boy.
It's about to go down.
Right.
She said it's about to go down. So anyway, y'all ready to get right into it, man. Y'all ready to get into it. Y'all ready to
I know
chop it
I
up.
am.
Let's get it.
Who said they is? Who said they
Me?
know they is? Oh, Miss Brenda said she finna bring the pain in, y'all. Miss Brenda, don't hurt him now. Don't hurt him, Miss Brenda.
Oh, they only gonna get what they supposed to.
Oh!
Well-funded, powerful anti-abortion politicians like Governor Kemp want to outlaw abortion in every state. In 2019, Governor Kemp bragged about signing the toughest abortion bill in the country. We need to protect abortion access in Georgia. Sign the petition.
When the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, it did more than just allow states to ban abortion. It showed how this court views rights not explicitly listed in the Constitution.
It's really difficult to exaggerate the importance of this decision. The court has pulled a complete 180, going from recognizing a constitutional right, an individual right, to saying 50 years later, no, we were mistaken.
Here's the legal reasoning behind that 180, and why, even though the court's opinion made clear it applies solely to abortion, some legal experts think the same methodology could be used to revise other rulings. The framers wrote the Bill of Rights, the amendments to the Constitution, to list the rights Americans have. The right to free speech, to bear arms, to not have soldiers in your house during peacetime, you know them. And at some point, specifically at the 9th one, they wrapped it up by saying this list isn't exhaustive, and there are other rights not named here that cannot be denied or disparaged. Or, in 18th century terminology, the rights not in the enumeration.
So the Ninth Amendment is there essentially to say that there are unenumerated rights, right? That the list in the Bill of Rights at the time was not intended to be exclusive. And so then the difficult part becomes figuring out what those unenumerated rights are.
The Supreme Court has long seen the right to privacy as one. It established that right in cases involving raising children, that parents have the right to teach them another language or send them to private school, and in cases involving having children, that the government could not sterilize convicted criminals. And in the landmark 1965 case Griswold versus Connecticut, which was based on these earlier rulings that overturned a Connecticut ban on contraception. In the opinion, the Supreme Court ruled that marital privacy, even though not mentioned explicitly in the Constitution, is one of those unenumerated rights protected by the Ninth Amendment. And that right meant using birth control was a private decision and couldn't be banned by the state.
There was a lot of different kind of ideas of privacy that flowed from Griswold.
Cases that expanded the right to birth control, the right to same-sex relations, and eventually marriage were based on these cases that established privacy as an unenumerated right.
That was sort of a constellation of privacy interests that arose in that way.
The right to an abortion was one of those that was established based on these rulings.
The phrase in Roe v. Wade, it says that the right to privacy that was identified in Griswold is broad enough to encompass the decision to end an unwanted pregnancy.
The Roe opinion mentioned that right could also be found in another amendment, the 14th, which says no one shall be deprived of liberty without due process.
It says we believe that's based on the Liberty Clause of the 14th Amendment, or the Due Process Clause, another name for that clause. Roe is from tradition that looks at these concepts of liberty and equality very broadly. Okay, it applies them very broadly to new circumstances and to a society that is different than the society that we had in the 18th century.
But two of the justices thought that was too broad of an interpretation.
The dissenters in 1973 said that the Constitution is silent on this matter. It doesn't say anything about abortion one way or the other, and this court has no business interfering with the legislature's judgment about how to regulate a pregnancy. And that's pretty much the reasoning that the court has adopted now.
In overturning Roe, the court wrote that an unenumerated right should be deeply rooted in this nation's history and tradition, and ruled that the Constitution does not confer a right to abortion.
The methodology is called originalism, where you stick very closely to what you think the authors of the passage understood it to mean, what the public understood the passage to mean at the time it was adopted.
But some legal experts and civil rights activists are concerned about how this methodology could be applied to some of these other rulings involving privacy, like in Griswold or in Obergefell versus Hodges, which legalized same-sex marriage in 2015. But the majority wrote that those cases do not destroy potential life like abortion. They even wrote, nothing in this opinion should be understood to cast doubt on precedents that do not concern abortion. But the dissenters argued that even if the majority's word is trusted, that law has a way of evolving without regard to original intentions. And whatever today's majority might say, one thing really does lead to another.
This broader approach to applying the liberty concepts and equality concepts of the Constitution, the current majority of the Supreme Court is very skeptical of that. And that doesn't mean that they are eager necessarily to overrule those precedents. There are different conditions and different facts that apply to each of them. But as a matter of principle, yes, those would be on shaky ground. The idea that they would be overruled wholesale, the way that Roe versus Wade has been overruled, a little harder to imagine because of the social acceptance is broader.
The court is certainly saying this
That's
is
a long
about
video.
abortion, but there are
Yeah, I know. I'm
there's
trying to
a
educate
breadcrumb
y'all
trail
first.
that's leaving the future if it wants to go further than abortion, and I don't think we can rule that out indefinitely.
30 more seconds.
Experts like Ziegler say there's no immediate prospect that these other rulings would be reversed. But the Supreme Court views unenumerated rights much differently than previous courts, and that may play out in future cases.
Okay, there you have it, y'all. So I had to give y'all a little legal course. You know what I'm saying? Before we
move my avatar.
move your avatar. So let's go.
Who want to tackle this first? Yeah, or y'all want me to go first?
I'll go.
Who said that?
BT. No, BT said that.
Oh, you were froze for a second.
Okay. Yeah.
Rob.
What's up? The reason why it was overturned was one reason, and one reason only, is because the Democrats wasn't strong enough to stop it from happening, and because they're not using their position, they're not using their hammer to pack the courts to keep this, to keep the Republicans from being able to take over, to take over Supreme Court this way. I mean, it's bottom line. You know, there's a lot of propaganda out there that, you know, that Republicans put out on late term abortions, and it's really a small percentage of the abortions that happen out there. Most abortions are done. The overwhelming most abortions are done within the first 6 weeks of pregnancy, which is all foolish. A lot of it, they got people brainwashed to thinking that they're using abortion as birth control, and it's not. Some people do, but for the overwhelming majority, it isn't. It's some sort of medical reason or something wrong with the baby, and that's the reason why they do it. And basically, man, I mean, it's a lot of propaganda out there, but the bottom line, we know why they're doing this is they want more white babies born. Period. At the end of the day, we can fight and squabble and slice and split hairs. They want Republicans want more white children born, so they will not become a minority 30 years down the road.
Hold on, y'all. Let pause for 1 second. Rob, let us see Rob, baby. Let's see the baby, Rob. Rob just had a new baby, y'all.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Congrats, Rob.
Put
Got
it.
me.
You get out the screen, man. Put the baby in the screen.
Little baby, hi
Oh man.
baby.
Oh man. That
Oh,
right there is why there shouldn't be no abortion. But
Yes,
I
that is
digress.
amazing.
I'll say this. Because I've been told I ain't got no right to say nothing about no woman's body anyway. So I'll come out and say that first. But since the topic is here, I'll say this. Whether you're pro-choice, anti-abortion, whatever the case may be, the fact that people believe that this is about women is mind-blowing to me. I mean, this is all political theater, and they're using women once again as a proxy, especially Black women. I mean, you think they care? Do you actually think either party, left or right, care about your rights? Both parties complicit in all this shit. Now, you said something, BT, the Dems, they're more complicit in it because they've had ample opportunity to make this into law. I'm going to tell you why. Obama in 2008 said his first order of business when he get elected was to make that into law. He walked that right back in 2009 when he got elected and said, well, that's really not a priority. And there's video evidence to prove it. I can pull the video if you said, oh, that's bullshit. I can pull the video and let you see. He said that's not a priority. Nancy Pelosi is on record saying that this abortion thing is hurting the Democratic Party. She's on record. I got the article to prove it. So what I'm saying, all I'm saying is they're using this as gaslight for election time. That's all it is. This shit is like fucking tennis. It's been in there.
Who's using it as gaslight?
The Democrats are using it as a gaslight for election because after that, soon after that, they started campaigning on it. They started, people started getting emails and text messages. Hey, if you want to get your rights back, if you don't want them to take your rights and women's body and all this stuff, you got to come out and vote. Well, guess what? We wouldn't have to vote on this if y'all would have just put it in the law when y'all had the power. Obama had a bully pulpit. They had the Congress and they had the Senate. Well, no reason why they couldn't made that into law. No reason why.
That's true.
Is nobody can tell me, oh, well, they couldn't do this, they couldn't do that. Biden can do it right now, but you know what? He don't want to get rid of the filibuster. I got the article where he says it. Matter of fact, I got it pulled up right now. It says in CNN, and this no Republican news. This is CNN, and Biden says the right to choose is fundamental, but it's not prepared to call for a change to filibuster to protect abortion rights. That's what Biden said in May, bro.
Right, you're right about that.
Hold on,
Miss Brenda, can you hear? Miss Brenda, can you hear now?
Let me finish and I'm gonna throw it back to you. You know how you
trying to see if Miss Brenda can hear. Hold on for a second, Jermaine.
Okay.
Since she can't. Miss Brenda, can you hear? Miss Brenda said she was having trouble hearing. Miss Brenda, can you hear? I guess you can't then. Go ahead, Jermaine.
So what I'm trying to say is that the Democratic Party they don't have anything to run on. So this is their ticket to run on something, to get people out there to the polls to run on, when they could have made this into law plenty of times. In the last 50 years, they could have made this into law. It could have been done, but they did not do it because they want to use it and get and tug on people's heartstrings, tug on women's heartstrings to come out and vote for them because they don't have nothing to vote on. They don't have nothing to run on. And my last point is, if the left is so anti, or they're what are they, pro-choice? I don't even know what they are at this point. They what? They want the abortion rights to be whatever. Nancy Pelosi and James Clyburn, they went and campaigned for a known, what is this guy? Matter of fact, in Texas, Henry Cuellar, he's a anti-abortion, right? Or he's pro-abortion or anti-abortion, however the case may be. They ran for it. They campaigned for him in Texas in May.
Kirsten, you echoing for some reason.
So how are they so up in arms now? But you campaigning for this guy, and they campaigning against somebody who was pro-choice.
Jermaine, let me ask you something, Jermaine. Are you against all abortions, or is there some kind of conditions or something that you for or against?
If it's been done, if you got pregnant through an act of aggression, meaning somebody molested you, somebody
rape or something,
cool. But everybody know how babies come. We all know how babies get here. We know what it takes. So if you out here being irresponsible, and then you want to say, "Oh well, I ain't ready to be no mama," or "I ain't ready to be no daddy," and then you choose to do that, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. And Kirsten, you and I both know, after we talked to Dr. Phil about a month or so ago, when you have things like that, you talking about an entity that was supposed to be here on this plane ain't here no more. And that should do something to the woman's body. And that's just on the spiritual shit. But
you made a good point about Biden. Biden did say that. I did see what he said. But Obama, you got to tell the whole story with Obama. You're right. Obama did say it wasn't a priority because it was 2 wars going on, record recession. It was the auto industry was about to fall, so he had to. He had to work on that.
BT, now we ain't gonna make no excuses now.
No, and Obama and he had Obamacare on the front burner. All that stuff was on the front burner.
But that didn't have nothing to do with them codifying the shit. He could have that ain't shit. That ain't had nothing to do with the war and all this kind of shit. He could have done that. That was easy. That was something that when you do it, everybody know how to work. We all working and we know how to prioritize shit. So, let me check off the easiest shit I can do first. That's going to be easy. I ain't going to have no fight because he wasn't going to get no fight for it because he had the Congress. He had the majority in the Congress. He had majority in the Senate. So he wasn't going to get no pushback.
Don't they have it now?
They got it now. All they got to do is kill the filibuster, but they don't want to.
Yeah, they don't want to kill the filibuster. I mean, Senator Manchin don't want to kill it.
If you're serious about saving abortion, you would.
They ain't serious about it. That's why I keep telling you they ain't serious about it.
See, that's the difference between Biden and Trump. Trump, if there was a Manchin and cinema in there, Trump would come down on them, campaign against them, and then strip them of any committees that they're ahead of or anything, and he would ostracize those 2 people. But Biden, he not, for whatever reason, he just letting them make it. Biden is soft. I knew. We kind of knew this. This is gonna happen.
Let me tell you why he ain't. Because they all play for the same team. I keep telling y'all that. What y'all get about it? Do y'all get it now? Is it clear now? They don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about your rights. They don't give a shit about women. As much as they out here talking about, fight, and all this shit, they can give a fuck about your babies, they babies. They don't give a shit.
Jermaine, but what about young ladies who's in like foster care and they get pregnant, so they still have to bring their baby to term? You got a lot of young girls in foster care. I got Miss Donna Stevie. Can you hear? Can you unmute and talk about young girls in foster care and the situation they're in?
Yes, I can. I worked with girls for 14 years, and most of them were placed on birth control at least at 13. Some earlier because they were already miscarried. Kids with mental problems tend to be hypersexualized, and our goal was to keep them motherless until they were at least 18. Some of our girls were allowed to leave the premises on weekends and whatnot, but we still ran the risk of them getting pregnant. One particular case stands out for me, even after all these years, where we did have a girl who was pregnant, and the baby was literally dying inside of her. She was 15 years old. Our girls did not have the mental capacity to take care of themselves, much less a child. And I'm reminded of these scenarios on a daily basis through friends and family and whatnot. But there are also women who are 25 and 35 who have no business having children. I worked for Head Start. We had a mother who had 8 children. 8. And they were all taken from her. You know what she did? She turned around and had a whole nother house. There are people on this planet who don't need to have children. But for whatever reason, they have them. The other scenario that I have is with foster care is we have almost 500,000 children in the United States in foster care. No one wants these children. No one wants to take care of these children. No one wants to pay for food stamps, early childhood education, all these things. They want to save an unborn child. They don't want to take care of the children who are too good here. And I struggle with that on a daily basis. I have relatives who have adopted foster children as well as worked with foster children. They struggle daily with keeping those children in their homes because these children are damaged. They're drug babies. They're products of incest, rape. Trauma doesn't just stop with the rape victim. It's passed through the DNA. I'm sorry. I could argue with that all day long. But there's anytime there's a trauma, there's an issue with generation.
Right.
So makes go ahead, Madonna.
So I'm just saying that while I'm not, I guess I am pro-choice because of a number of things. Also, let's look at it this way. When I don't know how many of you all have had a menstrual cycle, but there are things that go on with your body. You could be 28 days every month for years.
Yeah.
And then if something happened and you are stressed out, your cycle doesn't come, you don't know what's going on. You could be celibate.
Right.
And not have a cycle for months. And then one day she's back.
Mm-hmm.
You could be as irregular as anything else for 20 years.
Right.
And no, a woman's cycle, very few women are 28-day cycles. And I'm saying that to say that 6-week thing is a bunch of bull.
Right.
Because you don't know. So if you're forced to partake in abstinence or the rhythm method or whatever, some women cannot take birth control pills. I have a relative now. She's in the hospital. Why? Because her doctor said she needs to take birth control pills. She was a child. She had a stroke last week. She's under 18. Her mother was smart enough to know her child and know something was wrong and dial 911. We are blessed that she is here today. So doctors are writing prescriptions for these girls who probably aren't even thinking about sex.
Right.
Right.
I mean,
we don't know
think
what
about
that's
certain-
doing to their body.
Right. There are certain sports and certain other things that, for whatever reason, oh well, we got to be able to control her menstrual cycle because she's a gymnast.
Can
and
you
we
hear
can't-
me now?
Yeah, we hear you now, Miss Brimley.
We
Okay.
can't. We got to control her cycle for whatever reason. Or she's gonna be fast like her mom. Put her on the
Yeah, and that's why I invited you on, Ms. Dunn, to give a lot of different scenarios of why abortion could be necessary. You know, a lot of people just think it just be a lot of promiscuous women out here just having sex and just keep running back and forth to the abortion clinic and getting abortion. You know,
well, there are. Let's not act like that's not happening.
And let's not get this twisted. There are men out there as well who are taking advantage of these girls. And I think I said that on another show, where guys they just keep some stash money for those abortions and hand it to the girl and say, "Get rid of it, take care of it."
Well, first
I
of all, I don't think it matters whether they're fast men or fast girls. Nobody has the right to tell a woman what to do with her body.
understand that, but the thing I
And
don't want.
if they want to stop having babies, then why don't they ban vasectomies and ban men's
I agree.
Trojans?
I
Why don't they
agree.
do that? It takes two people to make a baby, so why are they going after the woman?
I understand. And I've had friends whose husbands forced them to have abortions. Married people with good jobs and great benefits and all that. And let's not get it twisted. Statistics are not on people of color side. They document everything we do, everything, because we're more likely to go to Planned Parenthood, the free clinic, whatever. But if you're a Republican and you make a certain amount of money, you can go to the doctor, get rid of your problem, and no one ever has to know. So yeah, it looks like it's a whole bunch of black people, Hispanic people, whoever, low income people out there just having abortions by the truckload. But that's not true either. We're just the ones that you can count.
Yep.
It's just what they want us to see. They want to say that because that's the agenda that is being
They
pushed.
want to demonize us and whatever we do.
But see, this is what I was speaking to in the beginning. I mean, we can't fall into this trap because this is what they want. They want us to be fighting amongst each other when really it's them who we should be fighting. It shouldn't be us. They want to make it an issue between men and women and black and white. Like I said, they don't care whether it's a black baby, whether it's a white baby. I don't care what nobody said. Oh, they want to
Unfortunately, the reality is that women will suffer regardless.
Well, of course, that's without doubt. But at the same time, we also let's not take the accountability away from these adults that are having sex. Let's not just bypass that.
And I would like.
But see, Jermaine, you just focus on that one group of people.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Aspect of it all. People that don't have health care, or it's going to get worse before it gets better. I'm just going to put it that way. Women already suffer, especially African American women, do suffer when it comes to the healthcare industry. It's a proven fact. It is not. I can remember going to the doctor with insurance and being treated unfairly, and just know I spoke up about it. But for this type of situation to occur, yes, they are pushing their own political agenda, and they are using this decision as the streamline for that. All these things things like this come down right before election. We are all aware of that. However, what I'm saying is, regardless of that fact, women will still suffer, whether it is through them not being able to get an abortion, whether it is they having to go to another state to get an abortion, whether it is just for them to have any type of quality health care over their life. And just like Miss Donna said, all of our cycles are not the same. We don't bleed the same. We don't have the same cycle. It could come much later, especially when you start getting older, or if you stressed out. And I totally agree with that. That is a simple fact. And it's the fact that basically you're telling me I don't have a right over anything that concerns my body. Whether I agree with pro-choice or pro-life, it doesn't matter, because you're taking that ability away from me to make a conscious decision about my health care and my life.
Okay, go ahead, Kirsten. I muted you because
I'm sorry, Kirsten.
You got an echo coming through.
You're good. Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah, we hear you. You just, when you're not talking, you echoing.
Okay, got it. I just want to say this. I feel like it's like the Revere with the toys. It's the illusion of control. Like, let me ask y'all this: what were the women doing before abortion even came about? Do anybody?
The our enslaved mothers and grandmothers were
Heard horror
using
stories.
herbs. They were using herbs and things, and that's documented. And the enslavers would get mad because women would literally go years without getting pregnant, especially after they outlawed the transit slave trade, and they could no longer bring breeders into the country. So, but women passed down through the ages, they knew what to go out into the forest or wherever and pick and take and drink or whatever, so they wouldn't get pregnant or they would have an abortion.
Right, that's a great point.
So,
And I feel like we are, or actually probably should come back to that, because then I think women would make more conscious decisions. Not well, women and men. Like I think we would make more conscious decisions, and I think like it's an illusion of control. They don't have. We giving them power that they don't really even have. Like they don't really have power over what we do with our body, because we still got options. We still have the access to herbs. There are plenty of herbalists out here. I can provide people with some if they need them. But we are coming back into that age, and I feel like that right there, what's happening is a great illusion. And we just really need to get back to nature and get back to what we need to do and get back to community and each other. Like our grandmothers, great grandmothers and great grandmothers, they had 10, 18 children surviving off of way less money than we have now. And they did great job to me. And I think it's everything is an illusion of lack. We gotta get out the lack and scarcity mindset, because we are a very abundant people, and there's a solution to every single problem. So I just want to encourage each and every one of you to not get stuck on the problem and focus on the solution.
So you want Nene to have 18 kids?
Hey, if that was Nene's purpose is in life, then that's what needs to happen. I mean, we having them anyway. Our children.
This society is a total structural breakdown. You got a woman with 6 kids with 4 baby daddies. So if you got 18 kids, but you got to understand, back in those days, those 18 kids were at least by that one man. No more than 1 or 2 men.
Sometimes, but even if it's not, like, why is this judgment into play? Like, oh well, that's just the way the cards fell, and that's just how it go. Like everybody, let me tell you, childbirth and everything, and this is coming from someone who has been through abortion. Like, let me just put it out there. I've experienced it, and so, but having a child is very beautiful in more ways than one, and it's a miracle. Like that whole process in itself is miracle creation. What our bodies can do, how our bodies even form that back, like it's a whole different. When you look at it from a spiritual level, it's a whole different thing, and everybody has a purpose. Let me tell you, if it's meant for that child to come into the world, they will come successfully. Things will happen, and we got to take control of our mental health, because traumatic things are passed down through DNA. That is absolutely correct. But so are the ancestral answers and all of that knowledge as well. So we have both sides of the coin, and we got to start tapping back into. We as a people have forgotten. And I know I get into this all the time because this is true. But like, we got to remember who we are and understand. Really understand why certain things are happening, but don't just focus on the trauma, because yes, we have experienced like most of the trauma than any other people on this planet, but we have the power to rise up out of it. It's happening now. We have the means.
I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly, but that's not a lot of people's situation. A lot of people just ain't where you at. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women just ain't where you at with that. You know what I'm saying? It's like Paulo just said. About half abortions are done with a 2-pill cocktail, not the clinic. I'm assuming he's saying the morning after pill or something like that. Is that considered an abortion?
No, I think that like stop the egg from stop the sperm from penetrating the egg. I think that like supposed to stop the whole process. But
see,
even like
some of these bills are like they stop an abortion at conception.
Yeah.
You know, some of these abortion laws are really kind of like going overboard. Even like Missouri, they try to get a bill to where if you go to another state, you going to jail.
That's how it is here.
How about we make it so? Why is it that 9 people have this much power?
I agree. They should.
I agree. They should have terms. They should have terms.
Not even terms. I'm talking about you got 9. However, it's 3 million people in the United States, and 9 people have this much power. That right there is retarded to me.
But see, the Supreme Court ain't functioning as it was intended to function. It's more like a political thing than with them.
But let me tell you, this I feel like the solution is we need to be separating from this system anyway. We need to get together, come back as community, whoever is vibing with you in your community, and we definitely need to separate from this system.
I get it, but we still, but they still will make the laws that we are still under. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're gonna build a nation within a nation.
Listen, laws only affect certain people. You gotta understand, like this.
If we come together, abortion still will be outlawed. So that won't change that.
We still have herbs. Like there are many herbalists in the community. I'm telling you, a lot of them. And it's becoming more and more people are studying getting back to nature despite what it looked like. That's fine. I'm not saying don't get no abortion. If you feel like you need to do, that's what you need to do. Let's go the natural route. And it'll probably cost you less anyway than what it is to go in there and get an abortion.
I want to hear what Mama Brenda got to say. I ain't heard from her on this topic.
Mama Brenda, can you hear?
She just clicked off, didn't it? Yeah. But I was saying, and then I think, we'll be more conscious about sex. Like we really need to be educated about everything sex, and we need to get back into, honoring the young lady when they come into their cycle and explain to them these things and why it's happening. I think if that is done more, then they will understand and understand and start to really know.
This stuff needs to be taught.
Can you hear Miss Brenda?
A lot of this stuff.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah, we hear you. They want to hear what you got to say, Miss Brenda.
I've been talking the whole time, but nobody heard me.
Okay, yeah, we hear you now.
Okay, I think it's all political, and if people will pay attention to the parts where they're saying some states are banning the abortion and some states are not, that lets you know that your local and state government is responsible for a lot of this. This is all on a Republican basis, and this Roe versus Wade came down at this exact time, because it had been on hold for a while when the January 6th committees were coming up with all this facts about the insurrection. All of a sudden, they dropped this for a distraction. Now, this is going to lead to more than just the banning of Roe versus Wade. It's going to be a banning against same-sex marriage. It's going to be a banning against contraceptives. It is going to be a banning coming soon, and you just wait, where blacks won't even have the right to vote, because this is all political. Because when this started, you heard President Trump and those Republicans were talking about replacement, meaning they wanted them not to be a minority, to be a majority. So they're talking about increasing their majority. This has nothing to do with women's rights, but this is the only way they think this can happen. But this is about increasing the white majority. That's all it's about. And that's so dumb, because if you want to really increase it, put a ban.
She went out again.
We lost her.
We lost your connection again.
She was doing good until she brought up that last little part. She was doing good. She was good. I was rocking with her until when she said it was political. I was like, okay. And then when she went left after that. she went way to the left after that, because the Republicans didn't leak this.
Your sound went out again, Miss Brenda.
But I think she got some good points, though.
That was a good point.
She had some very good points.
But also, we shouldn't look at this as a bad thing. We should look at this as, our time to separate and do our own. Do what we need to do. If we know this coming, let's prepare and get it right. Let's prepare and do it. Like, what they gonna do? Kill us all?
But what this is, like Kirsten said, it should be a wake up call for people who are on the left, who should clearly see that my party is not doing anything for me.
It should be a wake up call for everyone.
This should be well. I'm talking about for the people on this panel. 85 to 95% of us vote Democrat, so that's considered the left of the political system. So what other than this Roe versus Wade, what else they got to run on in the midterms? I'll wait.
Miss Brenda brought up a point about this being all about white babies, white, you know what I'm saying, the white race. Let me play this video. I think this is what she alluded to.
Is this Jane Elliott?
I got something to say about that too.
I hope it's Jane Elliott.
Miss Brenda, you back?
To support two Republican candidates ahead of Tuesday's primary. Comments made by one of them, Congresswoman Mary
I saw that.
During last night's rally, Trump endorsed State Senator Darren Bailey in the six-way GOP race for governor. He told the crowd at the Adams County Fairgrounds near Quincy, Bailey will restore the state to greatness. Trump also reiterated his support for Miller, who is facing five-term Congressman Rodney Davis in the newly redrawn 15th district. This is what Miller said about celebrating the overturning of Roe versus Wade.
President Trump, on behalf of all the MAGA patriots in America, I want to thank you for the historic victory for life in the Supreme Court yesterday.
Yeah, she said that right.
Spokesperson.
I heard it.
So
she did.
She said that right and tried to correct it, but we heard what we heard.
Hey, she had a Freudian slip. I mean,
Did you hear me? Anybody?
Freudian slip.
And she meant that. No, baby.
Yeah,
she
we hear your
meant
numbers, bro.
Freudian.
Hey, it ain't no different than Biden saying poor kids need just as much education as white kids or some shit like that. Same shit. I mean, and what they call that? Oh, he had a Freudian slip. So whatever.
Yeah, we hear you, Miss Brenda.
We already know what we're dealing with.
You back out again, Miss Brenda?
Miss Brenda.
She's just having the worst time with audio.
I was gonna say something, but
yeah, and I'm gonna have to use your name.
Look, Miss Brenda that don't play the radio, man. You better say the right thing.
That's why I ain't gonna say it.
I appreciate her coming on. She was going hard. She had some good points. Well, with her being out, I'll go ahead and say my goodbyes. I will see y'all next week. I gotta go.
All right, Latina.
Okay, Latina.
All right. Thank y'all. I love the first half of the show.
Bye.
All right, Latina.
Mm-hmm.
You should have played the Jane Elliott video, Rob.
Jane Elliott.
Yeah.
Jane Elliott.
Man, you know what?
Jane Elliott, the birthday.
I was gonna get on you on Facebook, but I said I will wait until we get on here because it's funny how you take some stuff from Jane Elliott. You like, oh, she's so, but you won't take some of the other stuff that she be saying that goes with your talk. A lot of your talking points against your skills.
Hey, I'll be real with you. There's not a person that I agree with 100%. on this
but
planet.
nah, but the post that you had said under that Jane, the truth. She speaks the truth, so she just speaks the truth on certain shit that you agree with.
Yeah, pretty much, absolutely.
But how is she a truth speaker if she only speaks the truth that you agree with? That ain't truth speaker. A truth speaker speaks truth on everything.
All right, Jermaine, you spoke the truth on Biden earlier today, so I can say Jermaine one speaks the truth right here. But when you be talking about other stuff, no, you don't be speaking the truth, dude. That's how it works.
To you.
No.
You have yet to debunk anything that I have said. You have yet to debunk. Since we've been on this show, you have yet to debunk anything I've said.
I have debunked more stuff from you than anybody else on this show.
Prove it.
Well, maybe Pooh, but okay, but definitely you.
Man.
But let me say this. Yeah, this could definitely be because they are trying to, they are providing the illusion that they are trying to save the white race.
Right.
But they already know what time it is. It ain't when your intention is greed and greed, just to milk Mother Earth for everything that she has, it ain't no coming back from that, because when Mother Earth hit, and that's just how nature goes. It's not you coming back and saving that. That's an illusion. They already know what is happening and why it's happening. They're already outnumbered. This is an illusion. Like, they're not already the minority. They are, and they have been for some time. That's why it had been an agenda to mix race. There had been an agenda to mix race like the last 10 years. But that's why they've been way more interracial marriages, because that's the only way your bloodline is going to be able to survive with the higher vibrational sun. Like a lot of things are happening, y'all. Pay attention.
I think this is the video you're talking about, Brent.
Exactly. He says there are 3 things we can do to solve this. Number 1, we could pay women to have babies, as they have been doing in Western European nations for years. Then he says, and these are his words, not mine, unfortunately, we would have to pay women of all colors to have babies, so we don't want to do that. He says the second thing we could do is increase the number of legal immigrants that are allowed into this country every year. Then once again, he says, unfortunately, the vast majority of those wanting to come to this country today are people of color, so we don't want to do that. The third thing he says, and women had better pay attention to this, 60% of the fetuses that are aborted every year are white. If we could keep that 60% alive, that would solve our birth dearth. Does that sound like racism to you?
Now, debunk that, man. Please do that.
I can't debunk that, because Jane Elliott is on point. So in the back channel, after we get off this, I'll send you a video when she's talking about Margaret Sanger and how Planned Parenthood was specifically directed for the urban and black and brown people. Since you said Margaret Sanger, that's some bullshit a couple shows ago. You was like, oh, that's some bullshit.
I said Margaret Sanger, she's definitely trying. She was definitely trying to build a better race. She wants to abort. Margaret Sanger wanted to abort like disabled children and deformed children and all that. I mean, I'm not saying that's right or whatever. That's what Margaret Sanger trying to do.
No, Margaret Sanger said these niggas need to go.
No, she ain't never said that. She ain't never said no shit like that. Don't represent that.
She ain't say that, Kirsten?
No, she didn't.
Okay.
I can stand on that.
Okay.
And I'm not here to defend Margaret Sanger, but she never said that.
Her. It sounds like you defending her, brother.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, if we're gonna put stuff out there, let's be accurate when we do it.
I mean, this shit is well known. This ain't something that a lot of people don't know about. But anyway, what's the next topic?
If you want to sell online,
I'm gonna play the one.
Make sure you stand out.
I'm gonna play your video.
Go to Wix.
Jane Elliott, thank you so much for joining us here on The Arena. And for our viewers who aren't as familiar as Coach is, talk to us about the Blue Eyes, Brown Eyes experience.
This ain't the one I was looking for. I was looking for the Planned Parenthood one. But let me play this one real quick about the what Missouri trying to do out there.
Juanita Ellis said, yes, she did. Thank you. Thank you, Juanetta.
Missouri
Thank
is
you.
trying to stop women from crossing state lines to access abortion services.
Our Justina Cornell spoke to those behind the bill, and critics say this new piece of legislation introduces some of the country's most harmful laws, Justina.
Yeah, Michelle. So there is a lot going in the state of Missouri when it comes to abortion services, from lawsuits to bills. But tonight we're focusing on a specific amendment presented by Republican Mary Elizabeth Coleman. Now, the proposal is based in part of the newest Texas law, which allows private citizens to sue abortion providers and others.
Crossing state lines to get abortion services. It's an act many women are doing more than ever.
Since the Texas SB 8 bill passed, we've seen a 52% increase in patients traveling from outside of our service area. So that's even outside of Missouri.
But the movement started back in 2019 when Planned Parenthood opened its Illinois mega clinic in Fairview Heights.
Been over 10,000 Missourians that have received abortions since the mega clinic opened across the river.
Missouri Representative Mary Elizabeth Coleman wants to stop it from happening.
If you're aiding or abetting a woman who's trying to have an abortion, then you're going to be subject to these private enforcement actions. It means that a person in the state could sue because somebody has helped violate those laws and get around the protections that we have for the unborn.
The Arnold Republican explains anyone helping women to get out of state services would be liable.
When women are calling Planned Parenthood of St. Louis, they're almost always being scheduled for and referred for abortions at that Illinois mega clinic just across the river.
Coleman says she's trying to protect women.
So it's not about punishing the woman, it's about protecting the unborn.
Planned Parenthood of the St. Louis region in southwest Missouri also want to protect women by giving them access to reproductive health care services. Vice President of Communications Banyan Lee Gilmore believes these bills are meant to intimidate.
Abortion is health care, and we will not back down from these intimidation tactics. We will always help patients navigate their way to care.
For now, the amendment tries to wiggle its way through the legislature. As we wait, Planned Parenthood continues to serve.
We cannot repeat it enough that our doors are open.
Now, there is also another bill, HB 2810, that has been presented. Its goal is to make it a Class A felony to get an abortion before 10 weeks of pregnancy. Now, this also includes ectopic pregnancies.
That narrative that Planned Parenthood is some sort of chop shop, that's ridiculous. Like 8% of their business is abortions. Most of it is women, health care for women. You know what I'm saying? Women health care. That's the overwhelming majority of what they do. So if you want to shut down that, I mean, that's your business.
When you say 8%, where are you getting that number from?
From the national database, part of the one of Planned Parenthood has to report that.
So from here on out, when we on the Overflow show and you spit out a percentage, you need to put out in the chat where you get that information from.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
20%.
Not a problem.
We need to see receipts from now on.
All right, not a problem.
So let me ask y'all something. What y'all think if abortion is banned? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen next? Y'all think there's gonna be a lot of babies turning up on folks' doorsteps and all that?
Hey, Rob, will you put this in the chat before we answer that? Pull that into the screen. So this woman is Dolores Greer. She's one of the prominent in the civil rights movement.
All of a sudden,
this
you were given the free thing from the Society of America abortion. 78% of your free abortion clinics were placed in Black and urban areas for the purpose of something free of charge from a racist society. As to put it in words of one pro-abortionist, we don't need so many Negroes anymore. There's no more cotton to pick. These feelings about Black people, this was one way of doing it as a social benefit, if you will. We're here to help you. Black women, and let it be stated, Black women never demonstrated, demanded, or even requested the right to an abortion. Been asking for the right to decent housing, the right to education, in fact, the right to health care. And all we've been given free of charge is the right to kill our unborn child. We are still struggling for equal.
Make a lot of sense to me. We done lost the host. How'd that happen?
Here I go.
I was about to say, how we lost the host?
I was trying to get rid of your video and got myself on the screen. See, you would have took over anyway, right?
I had you.
So
you said, what question did you ask before you played the video?
No, I was asking what's going to happen if what's going to happen to women who are like young girls who are forced to have their babies now. You know what I'm saying? What's going to happen to them now? They're forced to have unwanted pregnancies.
Well,
I don't think it's going to be a spike in unwanted pregnancies. I think it'll be more of a spike of abortions taking place in out of state.
Or these bootleg doctor's offices and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think people are starting to be more conscious of what they're doing, when and why.
Because we already see people leaving babies at the fire station and in the dumpsters. I've heard stories, I don't see no new what people, they found babies in the dumpsters. Mm-hmm. So you think we could potentially see more of that now? Mm-hmm. Do we ever think about that? Or everybody's just thinking about how they feel about it personally?
I don't think that. I think that.
I mean, if that's something that you're trying to do, you're gonna figure out. You'll figure out a way how to do it.
Right.
I mean, who the fuck say that? Who says that going to the Planned Parenthood is the safest way to do it?
And you can always sign your child over to another family member, and like there are alternatives. There are a lot of abortion is not the only,
Yeah.
end all.
Uncle Robert, here go a baby. You can take care of this one.
Right. I mean, of course, I need to agree with, because also, like, look at it. There are plenty of women out here who can't even conceive or have children that would love to have children.
Yeah, but you know what? And a lot of people, they'll say, "Oh, let me answer." Carlos, I think that clip was like during the civil rights era, so it had to be like 60s, mid 60s, 70s when she had that interview. But to answer to get on that is they make it so hard for you to even adopt. I've heard people who try to adopt and they make you go through all kind of shit just to try to adopt the kid. So
yeah.
So for all the everybody saying, well, why don't you? Ain't nobody trying to adopt these kids. It's plenty of people that's trying to do it, but they make you go through so much red tape to do it.
Well, excuse me, but it depends on who you want to adopt.
We got some.
If you want to adopt a newborn white baby with blue eyes and blonde hair, yeah, you jump into heat. But if you just want a kid, you can. Because again, I worked with a teacher, and she constantly had children in her home.
But Ms. Stevens, isn't it a difference? And you correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't it a difference between actually adopting a kid and going through the foster system? And because I know people who actually do like the foster thing, and I don't know if they doing it for the right reasons or not. Some people do it for the money or whatever because they get a little extra money or whatever for it. But isn't it a difference between actually going through the adoption process?
Miss Brenda, hold on, Jermaine. Miss Brenda, can you turn your television down? We need your television in the background.
But we're talking about foster children and adopted foster children, right? So
no, just adopting children. Period. Like kids that are in the adoption system, because it's a difference between kids that are in the adoption system and then foster system, right? Isn't that a difference?
Oh yeah, but that's a whole nother scenario. That's Walmart and Neiman Marcus. I'm sorry.
Right.
That's what it is. When you talk about the average person like me, I might foster a child or 200 or 300 or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, there are plenty of kids like that.
Right.
But again, They're on the clearance rack. They're damaged. I'm sorry I had to say it that way, but you know, one of my cousins ended up with 3 siblings because defects called her. She was on the list, and they were like, "I got 3 babies for you."
Mm-hmm.
And shortly after that, they even wanted her to take more kids, but her husband was like, "No, we got enough right now." I know people who work for defects, single, not married. They keep car seats in their cars because they don't ever know when they got to go and pick up kids in the
Oh
middle of
wow.
the night, in the middle of the day. It's been suggested to me to take those jobs. I know I don't have the wherewithal to do that.
Right.
Pick up children in the
And
middle of the night
if you're
because,
gonna and
uh
if you're gonna do that, you should have the resources to be able to handle that stuff, right? Am I correct? I mean,
right.
I don't expect people who are barely making it, living paycheck to paycheck to talk about, oh, I'm gonna go.
But they're very few far between. I've spoke with again one of my supervisors at a previous job, and we were talking about how people think that's a gold mine being a foster.
Yeah, foster parents are compensated,
but they're not compensated enough.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get near as much money as people think they do.
Right.
They don't get all those food stamps you think they're getting, all that stuff. Again, it caused a rift with my cousin and her parents because she wanted to give her kids, quote unquote, because she ended up adopting them, the childhood she wanted to give her biological children. So she still does spend money hand over fist. And 2 of them are legally adults. So much so that, Christmas is like unbelievable for them for all the years that they were children. Anytime you saw them, they were well taken care of. But all children are not like that.
Right. Because for every one of one or two of those is about 10 that's getting treated like crap, and
Right.
people getting the money
Right.
in the food stamps for them.
And also, some of these children are, again, a damaged goods. So you have children with mental deficits and intellectual deficits and physical deficits and all that. So you have to be willing to put a lot of yourself into these children and
Right.
invest in them. If you already have kids yourself, your
Right.
children feel a certain type of way. Because
Right.
I can remember in high school, I had classmates whose parents, and I'm talking about white people, whose parents were constantly fostering and adopting kids, and they were feeling some type of way about it. They were like, I wish she would stop because while it was good for her to get me, the rest of us are suffering because there's not enough to pass around. There's not enough her to give us.
Yeah.
Because while someone else mentioned it earlier, sometimes it's not about the clothes or the materialistic thing. Sometimes it's about that private time, that one-to-one, that healing moment where you sit down and you talk to a child and you're a parent to that one child. So it may seem all peachy keen that you have 8, 10, 12, 20 kids. You can only give them so much at a certain point in time.
Mm-hmm.
You can only give them a certain amount. If you only make a certain amount of money, you can only give them, every kid wants something special, whether it be Christmas or birthday or whatever. And if you can't give that to them, if they're constantly wearing hand-me-downs or broken toys or whatever, that causes some kind of, again, a psychological problem for them. And then they grow up. So there's a quote that says something about you can tell children who are raised the of and who are raised, out to survive.
Miss Brenda, can you hear?
I can hear it now. It goes in and out, but I can hear you now.
Well, give us something else on it before we switch over to something else.
Did you hear what I said the last time?
Yeah, we caught some of it. We caught most of it.
What do you want me to say now?
if you got any last thoughts on it, because we're about to move on to something else. Any final words on it?
No, I just think that all of this is really political, and it has a lot to do with what's going on in the January 6th committee and what the Republicans have been doing for the last 4 years. And I still say that nobody has the right to tell us what to do with our bodies. That's a choice that we make, and we make only. And I think it's very bad. And I like to know why this gentleman has Clarence Thomas' picture up. What is that supposed to mean? Because if you want to remember something, and if Thomas Clark, whatever his name is, if he would remember back in the day, that was illegal for him to marry a white woman. So why don't they go back and change that?
Well, that'd probably be hard to do because he's on the committee. So I don't think he's going to rule against it.
He should get off the committee because of his wife that was interfering in the insurrection. So he should be removed from the Supreme Court.
It is a bit of a conflict of interest on that.
It's a lot wrong with that. So I don't know why you got that picture of being a black man.
Well, why haven't they removed him yet though?
He's an agitator.
Just like in politics, in due time.
He been sitting there for the longest. He been in there.
Everything don't last always.
Hey, they got lifetime.
But if you want to vote for him, that's good for you. If you're with him, that's good. That's your choice and your opinion, and you have that right. And just like you have that right, and that is correct, we as women have rights too.
Oh, absolutely. You see what my name? You see what it says? AKA political agitator. I just did that to mess with you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
We're gonna roll right into that. What we was just talking about, the January 6th thing. It was some damning testimony today.
It was.
Yeah, it was some damning testimony today.
Here you go, Miss Brenda. I got another one for you. How about that one?
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
They hide on Trump's tail now, I think.
Hutchinson,
yeah.
To the White House in the motorcade after the president's speech. Where did you go?
When I returned to the White House, I walked upstairs to the Chief of Staff's office. I noticed Mr. Ornato lingering outside of the office. Once he had made eye contact, he quickly waved me to go into his office, just across the hall from mine. When I went in, he shut the door, and I noticed Bobby Engel, who is the head of Mr. Trump's security detail, sitting in a chair, looking somewhat discombobulated and a little lost. I looked at Tony. He had said, "Did you effing hear what happened in the Beast?" I said, "No, Tony, I just got back." "What happened?" Tony proceeded to tell me that when the president got in the Beast, he was under the impression from Mr. Meadows that the off-the-record movement to the Capitol was still possible and likely to happen, but that Bobby had more information. So once the president had gotten into the vehicle with Bobby, he thought that they were going up to the Capitol, and when Bobby had relayed to him, "We're not, we don't have the assets to do it, it's not secure, we're going back to the West Wing," the president had very strong, a very angry response to that. Tony described him as being irate. The president said something to the effect of, "I'm the effing president, take me up to the Capitol now." To which Bobby responded, "Sir, we have to go back to the West Wing." The president reached up towards the front of the vehicle to grab at the steering wheel. Mr. Engel grabbed his arm, said, "Sir, you need to take your hand off the steering wheel. We're going back to the West Wing. We're not going to the Capitol." Mr. Trump then used his free hand to lunge towards Bobby Engel. And when Mr. Ornato had recounted this story to me, he had motioned towards his clavicles.
And was Mr. Engel in the room as Mr. Ornato told you this story?
He was.
Did Mr. Engel correct or disagree with any part of the story from Mr. Ornato?
Mr. Engel did not correct or disagree with any part of the story.
Did Mr. Engel or Mr. Ornato ever after that tell you that what Mr. Ornato had just said was untrue?
Neither Mr. Ornato nor Mr. Engel told me ever that it was untrue.
And despite this altercation, this physical altercation, during the ride back to the White House, President Trump still demanded to go to the Capitol.
so
this
Trump,
this was gonna get him in trouble.
No,
Man, this shit hilarious, bro. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself for even entertaining this shit.
What you mean should be ashamed of this? You don't think they should be? You don't think they should be trying to pursue this?
What are they gonna do? They gonna put him in handcuffs? He going to prison for this?
I mean, they're just doing their job, Jermaine.
Okay, all right.
I mean, should we look at the January 6th thing as a dust up and just kind of move on? Hey, man, that was that. Or should we do shit about it? Or try to get to the bottom of it?
I mean, how long is it gonna take to get to the bottom of it?
I don't know, man. I mean, your boy Clarence and them trying to hold it up the show, but he was trying his best to hold it up.
But man, I already told y'all what they could have him arrested on, and they ain't gonna do it. So all this is much to do about nothing. It's just something else for them to try to run on. That's it. Oh, they tried to overthrow the Capitol. All right.
And honestly, I think this whole abortion thing is to draw attention away from the January 6th thing.
Right.
Because a lot of them about to go down.
Are you saying this is a distraction?
Yeah, I think the abortion thing is a distraction to get everybody's attention off the January 6th thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. You don't think so?
I just think it's more important things that can be.
I mean, we know that.
Of course.
I mean, we can walk and chew bubble gum. I know that.
Yeah. You got that right. We can walk and chew gum, man. You can do two things at the same time.
So what's the other? So why they chewing gum on January 6th? What they walking on?
Let me ask something. Yep, you talking about the January 6th thing when like the people who stormed the Capitol?
Yeah.
Y'all think that y'all really think that was like a real event? I'm asking specifically.
Yeah, I mean, ain't nobody said it was false yet. Ain't nobody. Yeah. There ain't been no proof of no directors and stuff like that. Well, Trump was director. Trump was a director, executive producer.
They're currently hundreds of people in jail because of that.
I don't think that's currently. I think that's an illusion.
I don't think any of that what you're saying is true. That was actually real happening.
No, I mean yes, it happened, but was it like was those real people or were they actors? Like, did y'all pay attention to their clothes and stuff like that?
No.
Oh my God, that was real people.
That was real people. People died.
I'm not saying. Okay, listen to me. I'm not saying it was robots. I know it was real
but
people.
It was real people. It wasn't no actors.
There wasn't no actors. Yeah.
How are y'all so sure? Is what I'm asking you.
Because there's no such thing as crisis actors.
Because everyday people wear regular clothing, and you don't wear no clothing with no labels and no tags. You just don't go wear blank clothing and stuff like that. You gotta pay attention to certain things.
I mean, they had most of them folks had on Trump clothes.
Right? Yeah.
Hats and all that.
MAGA t-shirts.
Hey, the last insurrection y'all seen was on the Dark Knight Rises. That's the last insurrection y'all seen.
Quiet.
I think I seen one with Jermaine's shirt on.
you probably could have. You might have seen them. But the last insurrection was on the Dark Knight Rises when Bane took over Gotham. That's the last insurrection y'all seen. Y'all ain't seen no.
It was probably unfamiliar because they didn't have their sheets on.
Right.
So how were they so successful? I'm just never mind.
Kirsten, I can answer that.
I'm not gonna even.
I can answer that because Kirsten, when Black Lives Matter, when Black people march and stuff like that, they have full Capitol Police. They're ready to go and they're ready to fire on spot. When it's white people, when it's people that are good red-blooded Americans, they don't necessarily want to fire on them unless they're threatening a senator or a congressperson.
Yeah.
That's real. That's as real as I can tell you.
So the right is the only one who incite violence.
No, who said that? Who said anything about the right?
I'll just ask.
No, I mean nobody said that.
Oh, okay.
There are plenty of people that incite violence. They're not just right or left.
Yeah. Maxine Waters do it all the time.
Maxine Waters. She's definitely the chief agitator. She's a more of an agitator than main one.
Oh, Maxine Waters tell you to go up to your disrupt them at lunch and all kind of stuff.
What you say, Miss Brenda?
I think that's incorrect, but that's their opinion.
Right.
We got video, Miss Brenda.
I don't see her inciting no riots. What riot? When was there?
No, I know. I didn't say she incited a riot. I said she tells people to be violent.
Hey, Miss Brenda. Hey, Miss Brenda. It was Maxine. It was
woman that has an opinion.
It was Maxine Waters that got that brutally attacked Giuliani in that grocery store the other day. Tapped him on the back. Tapped the dude on the back.
How did she do that? Where was she at?
Yeah, I mean that's what the right would like for you to believe.
Right. They want to blame the Black Lives Matter for everything.
Ridiculous.
But see, it's the facts is the facts. That whole mob, I've been on this earth a long, long time, longer than all of y'all sitting there. And it looked like a lynch mob to me.
Yeah.
Without the white sheets.
That's what lynch mobs did. That's what they did.
The only difference is they were coming for their own people.
Because
they were not doing what they were supposed to do.
Exactly.
They got y'all right where they want y'all at.
They was coming for the race traders.
They got y'all right where they want y'all. They want y'all divided. They got you right where they want you at.
That didn't divide us. That did not divide us. How did that divide us by them storming the Capitol?
No, I'm talking about where everything they make everything black versus white. Yeah, I mean everybody.
But it's been like that for years. That's been like that. For
that's my point, and that's my point,
see,
and that's why we can't never get nothing done because it's always.
The problem is you can't blame them. We as black people need to unite and stick together instead of putting people down.
Miss Brenda.
We don't need to have them to make us do something. We as black people should do that anyway. And we should not be killing each other. We should be helping each other.
Right.
And that makes no sense. But that's not their responsibility.
That's our responsibility.
Right.
So don't say that. I mean,
we
need to stop. But we have come a long way. We've come a long way.
Miss Brenda, let me ask you something. What are your thoughts on us just pulling away from this system entirely?
Pardon me?
What are your thoughts on us pulling away from this system entirely?
I think that's crazy.
Tell me why.
This is our country, just like this.
No. I'm not saying pull away from the country. I'm talking about this system, this infrastructure that is corrupt and broken.
Well, I don't believe that would be necessary. I think that we just need to unite as a people, and our votes count. So if it's somebody in office that is against us and not for us, we should be piled up by the thousands in the voting polls to vote them out. We have power too. We have the right to do anything and everything they do or anybody else do. We are just not using it. I'm telling you, the power of Black people is very powerful if we just come together.
Right, but the white man's done a great job. He's done a great job of dividing us. He's done a great job.
We're doing a great job of dividing ourselves.
We're contributing to it. We're definitely contributing to it.
Ain't nobody divide us. We doing enough of dividing ourselves. They fear us because we are. Why? Why do you think they do? Why do you think they hate us and fear us so much? Why?
I think it's more fear. I think it's more fear than hate. I don't think they hate us. I think they fear us.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they wish they were us, because they know who we, the original people. We were made in his image, call us by our names. And they know who they are. Half man, half animal.
So enlighten us then, Ms. Brenda.
Huh?
Enlighten us on why then. Tell us why.
I don't think you want me to.
Come on with it.
You put it out there. You put it out there.
I said what I said and I stand by it.
I'm talking about why they hate us.
You've been around. Everybody here been around. You know about slavery. You know about all the beginnings and everything. But what do you think?
I think they know how powerful we are. If we do ever come together, they know how powerful that would be. So it's an everlasting thing to keep us apart at every turn. So they do know how powerful we are. Like you said, we are powerful once we come together, and they know that.
And we've come a long way, and we have a long way to go, and it can happen.
Yeah, that's why they want to turn back all these laws, and it's like they said.
Well, the laws are being made. First of all, the Supreme Court, in my opinion, should not be appointed by a president. I think it should be elected for the people, since they make laws for the people.
Well, they don't make the laws; they just interpret.
And there should be a term. There should be a term limit on how long they can stay in office.
And I think that I think you have a good point about them being elected, but they don't make the laws. They just interpret court cases. That's all the Supreme Court does. They just rule on court cases. They don't make the laws. Congress
the court
makes
cases to ban abortion is a law that was 50 years ago. So they overturned it. So when you have that type of power, what do you think if they came next week and said we're overturning blacks' right to vote? What do you think if they came back the week after that and said we're overturning women's right?
But it wasn't never a law though. All they did was overturn a case. They didn't overturn the law, Miss Brenda. I mean, I understand your premise of what you're saying, but it wasn't a law for them to overturn. And see, this is what we need to focus more on in our school system, and we need to be teaching our kids civics. This is what we need to be teaching our young adults: civics and political science and stuff like that, which are not being taught. Instead, we're teaching them gender identity and
that's not taught in school. Get out of here, man. Go on with that. Nope, it's not. Nope.
Okay.
Find me one curriculum where it has that. If you find one, I'll shut up.
Okay, man. All right.
Yeah. One curriculum. One public school curriculum.
Okay, man. All right.
Get off the game.
But back to what you said, Miss Brenda. I agree with your premise, because you got to mind. Don't mind BT. He gets
see BT a teacher. Now you ain't gonna get him on that now.
You get. But he teaches in Texas. He don't teach in all 50 states. He teaching one in a city in Texas. They ain't nearly all of the school systems. So
Charisma, what's up, man?
So for him to say,
up,
"Oh no, they don't teach that in the school system," is just retarded, because he don't know what they teach across the 50 states.
Okay.
All he can say is they don't teach that in my school. That's all he can say.
No. Okay, all right, Jermaine. I mean, if you're a teacher in South Carolina and you teach the kids Michael Jordan is better than LeBron, that's I mean that could very well be true. You know, I mean that could very be yeah, but it's not written in the South Carolina state curriculum that Michael Jordan is better than LeBron, and that's what you're supposed to, and you're mandated to teach that. That's all I'm telling you. So if there are a few rogue teachers out there teaching kids about gender stuff like that, they are the exception. They are the outlier. They are not the rule.
I never said it was a curriculum. I said there are teachers who are teaching that stuff.
Well, Jermaine, I taught students that chocolate ice cream was better than vanilla. I mean, come on, man. That's as arbitrary as that. I mean, come on, man.
Okay. All right, man. Hey, we'll agree to disagree, bro.
Right.
Hey, Charisma.
Charisma.
Kristen, what's up, y'all?
My man, 50 grand.
What's good?
Yeah, man, we were chopping up the abortion Roe v. Wade overturned thing. We were doing that and chopping it up like that.
Man, it's just, to me, you know, that whole thing to me, man, if they slide, man, they can slide that in the game, man. They can slide anything in the game, bro. That's how I feel. They'll just start doing whatever, bro. If you know, like I said, you put firearms over birth, bro. That's crazy, bro. You know what I mean? They wrote about 50 clips that are, you know what I'm saying, a kid making it to 50. You know what I mean?
Well, Charisma came back on fire, boy.
I just, you know what I mean? I just don't, I don't get, I'm for the women, man. I'm for procreation. I'm for evolution. Because without evolution, bro, it'll be over, man. You know what I mean? We need, flowers got to keep growing. Animals got to keep, you know, bees got to keep, you
anti-abortion?
Yeah, I'm anti-abortion, but I'm not for the fact that if a woman gets raped or something happens to her where she has to have an abortion and she don't feel like she want to take care of the kid, you know, you got to make your choice before the baby get a heartbeat. I'm for that. Because you can't, there's no way you can't sit up here and tell me, and I ain't trying to be like on no vulgar junk, because men abort babies every day when they masturbating. So I mean, what's the difference?
You own some bogus.
If you want to be real.
No, that's just it takes two, bro, to make a baby. That's just a seed.
I understand that.
Into your sock.
But I'm saying you have to savor those things in order to make the baby. You give her the she give her, and then she has the egg and fertilize what y'all make. You get what I mean? So I'm just saying in this sense that we can't justify one and not think about the other. You know, I don't think that. I mean, baby abortion's been going on before this even been happening. They've been aborting babies since slavery. Shit, they was down for that. And what's crazy is we so caught up on the way we like view the situation with abortion, but we not caught up on the fact of how we view genocide in our own country. You know, like death the same way. Like, you know, when people getting killed unjustly, we don't fight like it's not like a worldwide, like, you know,
you're right.
Strike against that.
I know exactly what you're saying. You're saying that you would think people that are pro-life would be against genocide.
Right. But it ain't. And I know a baby can't defend itself. I know that. But what I'm saying is I'm just looking at this aspect like, you know, it's all about how the government, I don't like that the government got a way of just saying like, whatever is federal, that's what it is. Mm-hmm. It can be anything. You can say, man, you put purple outline on and the government say it's federal, that's what it is. You know what I mean? I just don't like the government can just, whatever is federal, like even when, I ain't gonna even go that deep. Now I know y'all don't want to make nobody mad tonight. So I'm not gonna even come to even hit, this Juneteenth stuff, bro. I know I can't stand it. I know people gonna be mad at me. I don't care. But if you see what they got going on at this job, with this Juneteenth in this hallway, if I show you what's going on, you would not believe what they got going on with this Juneteenth in this hallway. They got a whole American flag up here with the African American colors and say Juneteenth, and they have nothing to do. America, they have nothing. Let me tell you something.
Nothing to do with that.
I know, man. See, and then they making money. You got to see, they got a little shrine out here at the door. Once you walk in,
you might well show it now, man.
Okay. Y'all want to see this? Y'all want to see what they got for okay. Now don't get. I ain't trying to offend nobody.
About it.
I'm not trying to offend nobody. I'm just showing y'all something. So the world don't get offended. This is what we got going on, okay? I'm not trying to offend nobody. Promise me. I'm promising this. Let me see if I can turn the camera around. Okay, I can't turn the camera, but what I can do is I can just go like this. Okay, we got this. Got this going. 1865. Got this. Then we got
that's the gay flag, man.
That. And we got Juneteenth.
That looks like the gay flag colors, man. What that is? Hold on. What that is? That's a black man?
Yeah. It's African. That's what I'm telling you, man. This is ridiculous. So that's I'm just showing. That's what I'm talking about. African had nothing to do with Juneteenth. That just had nothing to do with that. But and then I ain't got nothing. That's why I say, bro, all that 4th of July, Juneteenth, all that junk, some bull crap, dog. It's bull crap, bogus.
I missed you, Charisma, man. I missed you, my man.
I'm almost back, y'all. Give me just a couple more. I'm almost back. Give me a couple more. I'm almost back.
I like the new you, man.
You got a better mic and everything, huh?
I got a new phone. I upgraded. I got a 13 plus now. I got a 13 plus. I upgraded. But my old phone, I didn't want to get rid of it because I have never been broken. It was just, it was a 7 plus, but I never want to get rid of it. I still got that phone to this day. I still use it on the internet, whatever.
Hey,
but
man,
I'm just saying.
Hey, since you've been gone, our female drill shit went down, man. What happened? What's going on with that, man?
Well, I'm coming back then. I'm coming back. They're going to come back when I come back. I get back in, they coming back, bro. I got to bring all them girls back. You feel me? What's up, bro? Yeah, it's like, but like I said, man, and with the abortion thing, man, and then with all this stuff going on with the chick, talking about the raid on the Capitol, I'm almost getting like Jay, so I think it's just another like some camouflage or a smoke screen, but I ain't even going to get into that either. That's for another time. But with this Juneteenth stuff, man, I ain't with all that, bro. I know 2 years later you come back and say, hey, guess what? I forgot to tell y'all were free, but we bring y'all papers to let y'all know. Man, come on, man.
Hey, we supposed to celebrate that? I mean,
that's what I'm saying, bro. I'm free out the womb, bro. I didn't come out my mom's womb with no chains on my ankle. Everybody was free. Everybody.
Man,
then when we do this 4th of July crap, people kill me with this fight for independence. It ain't no independence it wasn't for us.
we sure were.
It was for, and then if we would have lost that war, none of us probably, we wouldn't be talking like this. The flag would be totally a Union Jack, so we'll be all, it'd be
a British flag.
Yeah, it'd be a British flag. We'll be all mocked up. And they work. I'm not trying to hate on my British family either, but bro, they did some stuff, especially to the Indians from the India, man. How they did them when they did some stuff, bro.
Oh yeah, they done plenty. Oh yeah, they got plenty of skeletons.
I don't know we would have survived that either. That little run, but I don't know. But it just, I don't know, man. It's like eating in the lunchroom, man. It's like being in the lunchroom in World War II. They had the Germans eating good food, and they had the black folks eating bad food. They had the enemy eating with the military. We still had to eat bad food.
Well, we had chitlins and hot malt.
I don't know what they had in France at that time, but I know we couldn't eat with our soldiers.
We made delicacy out of it, though, man.
I don't eat that. See, that's another thing. I don't eat that. I don't eat none of that slave food crap. That ain't my thing. I'm not eating that.
Me.
And people can fight me. Y'all can fight me about that. If y'all want to put the comments up, fight me.
I'm with you. Charisma, we 100, man. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I ain't fighting for. I ain't eat that slop.
To survive.
Thank you. It was just somewhere to do something all right. That's anybody. Because y'all not understanding that the white people that was on the slave plantation that was slaves too before they were out of slavery, they had to eat that stuff too. And we fed their ass too. So don't get it twisted. Y'all know. Don't get it twisted though.
It was only a few of them though.
We had a guest sitting in with us. Miss Brenda, you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay, Miss Brenda, I'm gonna put up her bio. Miss Brenda, tell us. She was the first Black female police commissioner in America.
What?
Yeah, Miss Brenda. Tell us a
I'm
little
honored, Miss Brenda.
Can you tell us a
That
little bit
was
about?
in 1987.
Okay.
And she's Selena Johnson's mom.
That's right. That's right. How you doing, Miss Brenda?
I'm good. How about you?
Man, just out here, just at the plantation, trying to make him a little bit.
So, Ms. Brenda, tell us a little bit about being the first Black female police commissioner.
Back in those days, women were. I had to act like a man and think like a woman.
Wow. Dang.
Because I had 350 men police officers, and I was in charge. So I had to always try to prove myself. I would go out on the raids with the police officers. And I was in charge of the fire department. So they would call me anytime at night, and I'm sure they wanted to make me come out. Well, I would get up and go. And it was interesting. But I held my own.
What city was this in?
Harvey, Illinois.
Uh-oh.
Yep. It was a learning process.
That's my favorite hockey team anyway, by the way. You know, Chicago Blackhawks for life.
Yeah, it was something. But it was good. Politics, that's why I know for a fact that the local governments and people should really pay attention. Local politics is the key.
That's
the
right.
Local and the state.
That's right.
Because just like they banned the abortion, they have some states that said Chicago is one of them. They didn't ban it there. There are other states that it's not banned at. So the governors are in charge of the states. So the governor's rule could be anything they want it to be.
And Georgia is harder.
Pardon me?
Ours is harder. Our governor really down for the jump. He's super hard. They said Georgia one of the strictest.
Well, Kemp, I don't know what to even say about him. I only been in Georgia for 7 years, so I really don't understand Kemp. Period. I'm voting for state.
Kemp is a plantation owner.
Yeah,
Kemp want us to kill each other.
Yeah.
I gave them guns.
But I just say the whole United States is right now is in a mess. And until people start taking voting seriously, you just like you voted them in, you can vote them out. And it has to be done. We have got to start voting and register to vote and vote these people that want these slave mentalities out.
Woo! She said something then, Jack.
That's fact.
See, that's why we the everyday people show. We're gonna let it be broke.
Yeah, Miss Brenda been watching faithfully.
Huh?
I say Miss Brenda been watching faithfully.
That's what I'm talking
watch
about.
it every day.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, you know, each one teach one. You know.
Facts.
You got to get out there and you got to do your part. And the things that they denied us of, we have those rights. We have to use them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, you know, and then I feel like it's a lot of stuff that's been on my mind too since I've been off the show for a minute that I wanted to bring up, but I know we ain't got the time, but it's just a lot of things I understand. Now I'm learning and seeing how the older I get, I'm seeing how politics is moving and how they can shift things to make certain people not be a certain way when they can be, and then they can make another type of person be another way. You know what I mean? Or a situation. They can
But
shift
it all depends on the people.
Yeah.
The people are the ones that have voted them in and allowed these laws to maintain. Nobody goes to these local council meetings. They don't go to the state meetings. People need to show up and be heard. You just can't be talking in the sidelines. You got to get involved.
That's fact. That's fact. I agree. And that's why I know it shifted a dynamic in the United States when they raided the Capitol too. Things shifted there too. Laws were implemented, new laws were implemented, And
this has been going on since Trump stepped in. Now, that's not saying that before Trump laws were any better, but this has been turned for the worse, in my opinion, when he got in office. I mean, he already.
Yeah.
She been going in and out all day. You went out again, Miss Brenda.
She went out. I think
she went out again.
Exception.
we about at the end of the shizzo and Wizzy. Man, it's good to see you though, black boy.
I could, you know, I would try to slide in like on my breaks, man, like on Tuesday. But I'm trying to get, like I said, just give me a couple more weeks. I should be ready, man, when I hear from old Bull, and I can come back on the normal schedule.
BT almost took your job, man.
Where Foo at? Where Foo at?
BT been holding it down, man.
Where Foo at?
I ain't heard Foo in about a month.
Mm-hmm. I know he in Jersey.
What?
But yeah, I know he said he's gonna be in Jersey till like September.
Yeah, Charisma, hurry up and get back, man. Your shoes too big to fill, man.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'm gonna be back, bro. I wear size 7.5. Definitely, people been asking about me too, man. Like, where you at on the show, you know? But I'll be back. I'm coming back. Trust me. I still been bragging about us and putting people on. So y'all probably seeing some new people added onto the show. You know, subscribing. The subscription is gonna be going up.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
All right, then y'all, let's get on into these part comments.
Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna go go ahead and get out of here.
Okay, BT, you act like you watching the Astros lose over there.
Astros up 9-0 in New York.
Oh, they beating the Yankees?
No, the Mets.
Damn, I thought.
Yo, that's good. That's good for me then.
Dang, I thought it was the Mets. I mean, the Yankees, bro. I can't stand.
All right, my people. I'm gonna keep spitting the same message. Your voice is your choice. Your choice is your voice. Vote. Get out there in your local elections and vote and take care and hold the people in your locally accountable for what they do. Stay on them. Stay on their ass. Be on them like white on rice. That's all I gotta say. I love y'all.
All right, bro. Love you too, Mike.
I'll go next. As always, it's very important to know thyself, know who you are, so that you may understand and overstand what's really happening in not only the country but the world. Like things are taking place all over the world, not just this country. So that's very important. Whatever you was taught to believe, just know that you are the majority. And always, let's continue to heal thyself so that we may heal our generations. I love y'all. Let's continue to heal together. And I will see y'all next week.
All right, sister.
All right.
All right. Good night. See you later, Charisma.
Okay, Punky.
Oh man, back to me and you back together again, man.
Yeah, man, we're back, man. Back.
Oh dog, back in the same neighborhood. Ain't even trying to hide.
Ain't even trying. We gotta. Yeah, I'll be back soon. Like I said, man, y'all be looking out for me, man. Just give me a little time, work some things out. But I'm trying to get back ASAP. But yeah, once again, bro, it's always good, man. I love y'all, man. I love the show.
Look like you put on some pounds, man.
I lost weight.
You lost some weight?
Yeah, I lost. You can tell. Look at my face.
Look like your face look a little fat.
No, I lost. I'm gonna send you a picture when I was with you hanging movies at the spot. I'm gonna send it to you right now. I'm gonna send it to you when we get off and look at that picture versus how I look now. I done lost a lot of weight, bro.
Well, you got on your Juneteenth hat?
No, this is not Juneteenth, bro. This is Iroquois. It's Iroquois pattern. This is Navajo pattern.
Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Look like some Juneteenth Kitakoff type stuff.
Nah, that's Navajo pattern, bro. Nah, no Juneteenth, brother. No. And I know Dr. Umar gonna be probably mad at me. You know, Umar John's gonna go ham. You know what I mean?
Well, what are you mad at you for?
because he talks about it in a different form and way. It's a different way he talks about it. He said it represents our we got to pay homage to our freedom, the day of our freedom being acknowledged in the government and making it a federal holiday in that sense, so people can know what's going on and can shine light on Juneteenth. But I don't care about that. Do a hate bill crime. That'll make me happy. Pass that.
Yep. It's a lot they can do, you know what I'm saying?
And I know, and then what's crazy is I know people that of other colors, like especially white people, they don't have a hate bill crime because they already feel like they protected. But see, we gotta have one in order to protect ourselves, which is wrong too, in that sense. I hate that too, but I feel like we don't need that, but it seems like we need that in order to survive, which is retarded. I don't get it, but it's just life. I love all colors, man, but sometimes, like I said, people can use that card and just get away with stuff, man. But it is what it is. One day things will change, it'll change. But yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? As always, bro, stay focused. Everybody stay focused. Destroy the matrix. And your boy Black Wolf out.
All right, man. Good seeing you again, man. We'll see you soon, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you that photo right now, bro.
Yeah, I want to look at your photo right now, man.
No, I'm
just messing with you, man.
I'm gonna show you. You're gonna see the difference. All right.
All right, bro.
All right.
Hold it down, man. All right, y'all. This is where we got to say goodbye. Y'all appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate everybody coming. Tell somebody about the show. Let's build this thing up. It's the Everyday People Show. Anybody welcome to come on and chop it up with your boys and girls, man. Stay safe. Be humble. Be grateful. Peace out. I love y'all. You can't do nothing about it. Peace. And follow us on Facebook. We got a Facebook page, Overflow Everyday People Show. And y'all can see past shows on YouTube. Same name, Overflow Everyday People Show. Peace out. Love you again.